So when it comes to history, it's not just about beliefs, right? It's not just about which group was in power and then they get to choose what's history. We actually have a concept of corroboration. Let me explain to you how corroboration works in history. If you were to get arrested, okay, and they were to ask you, hey, what's your boy's name right here?
Arnold.
Okay, they ask you, hey, what does Arnold do? What did Arnold do last weekend, right? And then you're like, okay, well, you know, me and Arnold, we went out, we went to McDonald's, we got some food, we went home, we watched a movie. They're gonna start asking you details. They're gonna say, okay, well, what movie did you watch? What did you order? What did he order? What car did you go in? Was there traffic or not, right? They're gonna ask you details, and if they go and they ask him the exact same questions, and he corroborates, meaning he has the same details as your story, right? And then they go and they ask your girlfriend, okay, what were those two guys doing? And she says the same thing. And they ask your mom, and she says the same thing. If there's all this corroboration, or as when in the case of Islam, mass transmission, where multiple people, so many people, too many to count, are all testifying of the same thing, then we're able to reasonably deduce that this is a true and accurate telling of history. So you followed along with what I said about corroboration?
Yeah.
So in Islam and in history, what we have, like for example, for the Holocaust or the French Revolution, right? We don't see it ourselves to know that these things happened, but we have so many, writings and historical, testimonies of, the Holocaust happening, Anne Frank's diary, or, Napoleon's journals, and, the French Revolution, right? All these things, right, to tell us about history, even though we don't see it, since we have so many people attesting to the same details, we're able to deduce that this is a reasonable telling of history. Now, when it comes to Islam and the Prophet splitting the moon and the Prophet doing so many other miracles, we have so many recordings of it that are authentically recorded, right? That they have been preserved over time, and they are written through multiple lines. Multiple people have written the same thing, and they all have the same details, right?
Yep.
When we see all this, then we're able to logically say, okay, it's more reasonable to say that this guy actually did this thing than it is to say that, hey, everyone in this country and everyone with different beliefs, even the non-Muslims attest to this, right? Okay. People with different beliefs and different ideas, they all agreed about this one thing, which, they just happened to agree on by chance.
They did.